This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
What's up, everyone? Carolina Girl here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Salty Carolina Girl on TikTok. It's Sunday, August 16th, 2026. I hope everyone's had a great weekend so far. I have. I actually can't believe it's already, we're already getting ready to go into the month of September. It seems like it was just yesterday I was receiving my requests from the FOIAs for the videos. And then now here we're, at the end of summer. It's just crazy how fast time flies. But I'm really not here to talk to you about how time flies or anything like that. I'm here to talk to you about Mr. Ryan Anderson again. Because for some reason, this man, he just doesn't want to go away. He doesn't want to admit what he said. Accountability. Instead, he's blaming everybody else for his problems. It's everybody else's fault but his. He's the one that said what he said. I didn't say what he said. Nobody else on this internet said what he said. He's the one that said it. And you were talking to a prisoner, and you were told your calls are being recorded. And so that's on you, Ryan. You can't sit there and act like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. It tells you not only at the beginning of the call, but if you stay on long enough periodically throughout the call, it'll cut you off. In fact, when you were telling Gypsy this story that you were telling her, it told you you were being recorded. I mean, don't be stupid, Ryan. I'm really trying not to be mean here. I don't really want to cuss at you. I don't want to be mean as far as, I have a lot to say, but I'm really trying to I'm trying to keep this as professional as I can. But you're dumb. You're really being dumb here. And I really resent the fact that you're trying to blame me for the shit you said. Whether it's the racist stuff or the child stuff. I don't care. It's not my fault you said it. And it's really not my fault that it got put out. But I'm definitely, since it's been put out, you're damn right, I'm gonna commentate on it. Absolutely. Especially when you keep on sitting here trying to act like you did no wrong and it's everybody else's fault but yours. And so what I'm going to do for you guys, because Ryan was on a 3-day ban. I'm not quite sure why he got banned. I was told it was because he had been saying the R word. I don't watch his lives really. Never really been interested in him. I've never been interested in the people he battles or follows or that follows him. I don't know these people. I got yelled at the other day because I said something about Dustin seemed like he was a nice guy. And I was told I shouldn't assume about Ryan's friends or something like that. I don't know these people. I don't have a beef with any of them, especially since they backed away from Ryan. I don't care who these people are. I don't care what they do on TikTok. I really don't. Just as long as, they understand now, they understand what kind of person Ryan is. Because Ryan, he's nasty. He's nasty. I could care less before, if he wanted to sit here and look like a simp all day for Gypsy, that was on him. That reflected on him. I really could care less. I wasn't throwing money at him. But now, with the kitty stuff coming out and all that and it being confirmed, because it came out during the prison emails and he heavily denied it. And of course, all we had to go by was that email. And then what, Ryan said, he was like, no, that's not how it went down, blah, blah, blah. It was a phone call. And I hope the prison phone calls come out. At that time, he wanted the prison phone calls to come out. I wish we could get that live. It was probably about this time last summer or early fall when that email was discovered and he was confronted and he's like, oh no, it didn't go down like that, and it was a phone call and I was talking to my wife on the phone and blah, 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 and whatever the hell else he says. And, I hope the phone calls come out because if they said that, people were talking about trying to get the calls. He says, well, I hope they do, because then you'll see that I didn't say it like that. Yes, the hell you did, Ryan. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into his pity party last night. He was banned for 3 days and he came on live last night. And he said the reason why he came on live is because guilty people run and he's not guilty. But let's just watch this pity party real quick. and it gets quiet because they're throwing like little songs at him, and so she's got the music uh, muted because it'll get you struck
But
on
like I
YouTube.
said, guilty people run. I'm not guilty of anything. Now, have I said racist comments? Sure. I'm from the South. If you don't get it, you don't get it. I mean, does that mean I hate a group of people? No, I don't at all.
I'm going to pause it there because I'm from the South. I don't know. Maybe I have a Southern drawl. Maybe I don't. I'm not quite sure. I've been told I do. I don't sound like I have an accent. I mean, I feel like I don't sound like I have an accent, but I'm told I have a heavy Southern drawl. So I'm from the South, and I don't talk like that, Ryan. I don't joke like that. I don't talk like that. I've never, went up to my friend and said, "Hey, where's your KKK robe? Where's your KKK hood?" I've never been like that. I love Patrick Mahomes. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and I feel like he could surpass Tom Brady if he stays in long enough. I've supported Patrick Mahomes since Tom Brady retired because the Patriots is my team. I like Tom Brady though, and so I did follow him to the Buccaneers. But so I do follow football, kind of know a little bit about it. And I don't agree with the shit that you said about the football players and stuff. You and Gypsy's little talk, and I'm gonna play that clip, the little Super Bowl clip. That's the next clip I got lined up. But I'm from the South, and I don't talk like that, Ryan. And sit there and make that kind of excuse for your behavior. That's wrong, wrong.
At all. But whatever. I'm just brought up different down here. But I love everybody. It doesn't matter to me. I don't see, that's the thing is people see skin color. I don't even see that shit. I don't. That's why I say words, because it doesn't matter.
Right. You want to see how it don't matter? This is a clip that I did clip from one of the phone calls. It's not the full phone call, it's the clip. But, all the full phone calls are out, folks. These calls where they're being clipped, the full phone call is out. I mean, but it's usually about 40, 50, minutes, an hour long. And, and you can go to Gypsy. It's all one word, Gypsy's prison phone calls, Gypsy Rose prison calls. All one word on YouTube. They got the full calls out. You can go to Audacious Audrey on YouTube. She's got some of the full phone calls out. 1980 Millennial commentates on YouTube. These are the calls. They're the full phone calls. And she's the one that's got this clip where he's talking about the child and having sex in front of the child, his ex-girlfriend's kid. And it tells you this is the clip we've been looking for. And that's because of the email that came out a year ago. And so that's why we were looking for that clip, and we found it. And there's multiple phone calls afterwards, and I'm going to play you a clip of that. But here's the clip of him talking about a Super Bowl with Gypsy. I'm sorry.
Next month.
I'm gonna try.
Ain't no try. We just do it. There is no try. You just fucking do it.
Do or do not. There is no try.
That's right. I'll tell you what. The money I won gambling last night, I'm just gonna bring it up there and bribe a guard. That way, we'll just give me 10 minutes.
That's not 10K.
Well, I mean, a K might work for them fucking guards. You're worth more than that, but you never know. They might not make no money.
Well, we just have to keep on betting like 5 more times.
Yeah, just throw all that money away that I just won. Just try to make one bet.
Uh-huh.
No. That's how you lose. No.
When can you claim it?
Huh?
When can you claim it?
already withdrawn it, so it's gonna take probably a week before it hits my bank account.
Awesome.
I know. I'm excited. I actually withdrew let's see, I won 15, so I withdrew 14, and I just left 100 in there so I can bet again. I'm probably gonna bet it for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Which is not today.
Which is not today. That's right. Now, tomorrow I'm gonna have to take my brother and my stepbrother up to the Gold Nugget. I already know it, to make a bet, but I probably won't even get out of the car.
I know. Well, I want you guys to have some
This
blood
call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
Say what?
You have 1 minute left.
I'm going to want you guys to have some brotherly bond.
Just wanted to pause it there real quick because as you saw, the recording came on and says you were being monitored and recorded. And actually, Ryan was like, say what? It says, because it cuts you off. And so it was telling you were being monitored and recorded, Ryan. So there's no excuse that you didn't know you were being recorded. And maybe you didn't think that this would ever be released. But, you would have to understand with Gypsy being a high profile inmate, having documentaries and shows about her, you could almost kind of not guarantee, but you could maybe guess or assume that because there's a possibility that some of these calls could be released at some time because they've got her prison calls on Mommy Dead and Dearest with, I guess it's Michelle, either Michelle or Melissa Moore that she's talking to. We hear prison phone calls on these documentaries. So it's kind of safe to assume that if there was a possibility that these calls could have been leaked at some point.
Time, so I probably won't call during the Super Bowl. I'm not going to be watching. What?
No, you can call me during the Super Bowl. Just for the record, you can call me, and I will answer.
Okay. I'm going to be watching 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, really? You're not going to watch the Super Bowl at all? Not even the halftime show?
Not even the halftime.
Oh, that's right, because they're all Negroes. That's right. I forgot. No, that is hot.
I'm rewinding it back just a little bit. Let's hear that again.
You can call me, and I will answer.
Okay. I'm going to be watching 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, really? You're not going to watch the Super Bowl at all? Not even the halftime show?
Not even the halftime.
Oh, that's right, because they're all Negroes.
So to Ryan, those are just words. It's no big deal. It's no word. I mean, he drops the N word with the hard R too. It was no, and he just loved the fact that his baby was racist. I mean, those are his words. I don't have that clip for you. I should have brought that clip over too. But you can go to my other videos and see that. I've got them pinned on my TikTok page. Those are his words. They're not my words. He loved his baby was racist. And, when it came to Gypsy and him accusing her of being racist, instead of denying it and saying she wasn't, she was like, I am not. Your brother's more racist than I am. What kind of shit is that? I mean, who says shit like that? And I mean, some of the stuff that come out of her mouth, I don't care. Y'all can spin the excuses all you want, but it's falling on deaf ears here for me. I'm not going to listen to those excuses. Y'all sit there. You want to call everybody out in the community for the same bullshit and the behavior. Queen Bee don't get a pass. I don't care. She's not young and dumb and naive like y'all want to sit there and make her. So she doesn't get a free pass. Queen Bee doesn't get a free pass. And, and if she does with y'all, I don't want to hear you call anybody else out in the community for her behavior. The same type of behavior you accept with her and try to convince us she's changed and grown when we can see for a fact she hasn't, because we have our own eyes and our own ears and we watch her and how she moves and how she acts to the public anyway. She comes off like her whole life's a freaking circus. And like she's not mature. She doesn't have any maturity to her. That's how she presents herself to the public anyway. And so, I'm not going to sit there and listen to all this crap about her growth. No, she was in prison for 8.5 years. And I guarantee you, if she would have acted that way, running her mouth in there to those people, they would have clocked her ass. They wouldn't have cared if she was learning and growing or not. They would have clocked her ass. So she would have learned real quick that behavior was unacceptable in prison. And you're not going to convince me different on that. I don't give a shit who she is. And I'm not convinced that she was that well loved in prison either. And so, y'all can sit there and make excuses for it if you want to. But like I said, I don't want to hear nothing else about anybody else in the community if that's the case. If you're going to make excuses for her and her behavior, I don't want to hear anything else about anybody else in the community. Y'all just tend to your own shit in your own porch and don't worry about anybody else in the community. That's the way I look at it. But, because it's right here on VHS or Memorex or whatever the hell you want to call it. But you sat there and you heard what he said, but those are just words to Ryan, and because he was raised down here in the South, that he could talk like that, because that's just how it is. No, the hell it's not, Ryan. I'm in the South too, and those aren't just words here. In fact, you walk up to somebody like of the opposite color of you, and you say that to them, your ass is going to get clocked. And probably around here where I'm at, your ass will probably get killed for saying that, because people around here, they shoot first. They don't, and then they ask questions later. And so I don't know where, you're sitting there trying to gaslight all of TikTok. Like these people don't have ears for themselves, and they don't hear these words coming out of your mouth, and you're just trying to play it off. It's just words. And then you put a KKK hood on your lamp thinking that's funny. And everybody's asking, what the hell's wrong with this dude? To you, it's, I'm not guilty, but I'm not guilty though. And so I just try to be funny. It's a joke. It's not a joke to, it's not a joke to anybody. It's not funny at all. And you sit there and, it's like you have no self-awareness or something. I don't know. It's like you can't read the room. You just simply don't care. It's all about Ryan. Ryan can do no wrong. It's everybody else's fault. It's Gypsy's fault you lost your career and your jobs. And it's our fault that you lost your TikTok playmates. It's not our fault. It's your fault. And you don't take accountability, and you're still not taking accountability. You're still trying to blame everybody else around you. Talk about, well, I talked to my mama, and I said that people on TikTok are being mean to me, and they're calling me this. And she's like, well, you're not that. Well, mama, have you heard the recordings? Because I don't think you'd be proud of your son. It's quite nasty. Unless you have the same ideologies he does as far as the racist stuff. But as far as the kitty thing, I think you'd be quite disgusted too. I don't think you'd be proud of that. And there's no excuse for that. 20 years old, drinking. And in one part of the call, it's like, I swear he says that he would not say no. And I took it to mean that if he was sexually propositioned, he's not going to say no. I'm not going to say no. And we're going to get to that part too. But let me go back and finish his pity party from last night.
Gives a fuck. Like, who cares?
Let me rewind
a
little bit.
Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Who gives a fuck? Like, who cares? Like, I'm friends with Jessica on this app. I don't give a shit what she wants to do with her life. That's her life. You know what I mean? Like, live your own life. Ma'am, if you want to do this, go do it.
Like I said, they keep throwing songs that play, and she has to mute it for YouTube purposes because they'll gig us over here for music.
Hell is fucking people saying the most god-awful shit about you. That is not even fucking true. But you have to sit there and take it because you misspoke.
He didn't misspeak. He says he misspoke. You didn't misspeak, Ryan. I misspeak a lot when I'm, having trouble pronouncing certain words because I'm talking so fast or whatever. That's kind of like misspeaking or whatever. But for you, you were flat out just running your damn mouth. You and Gypsy back and forth. And of course, yeah, you were talking to your wife. but you were being recorded. Are you not mindful of things, or you just don't care until it matters, like now? And then to be on record or on tape saying these things and then trying to tell us you didn't say them. That's what really baffles me. Because you think, you really went hard on Gypsy, and Gypsy knew what she heard, but you went hard on her. You did not hear me say that. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, we did hear you say that. And what you got mad at was the fact she asked you if you touched children. Have you ever touched a child? That's what she got mad at. Then she proceeded to say, have you ever thought about touching children? That's what you got mad at. And you were pissed off that she thought that about you.
So, I don't know what to do. Maybe Team Ryan's dead. That's what people want. That's what the haters want. That's what people want. They want me to just fucking fade away. But, guilty people run. I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty of anything. That's what it is. I can't make y'all believe that. I mean, the shit people are putting out about me, why wouldn't y'all fucking believe that?
You can't hear him anyway when that music's playing.
Job. That's what they want. Create drama to make me to be this person. And they couldn't even tell you why they're attacking me in the first place. I fell in love with Gypsy. Fuck me for that. I lost 2 careers. I lost credibility of what people think about me. Fuck. If I knew that was going to happen, I wouldn't have answered that fucking first phone call. But I say that, but I don't regret loving Gypsy. I will never regret my time with Gypsy, ever. That's what people want me to say, and that's what people want. How dare you? Gypsy was amazing.
I'm just going to sit here because, I'm just going to stop it here because, like I said, this is mostly a pity party. And shout out to Foxy True Crime. If you want to see this whole clip, it's 30 minutes long. You can go over to her YouTube channel, Foxy True Crime, and she has all the Ryan content over there. And it's, like I said, the full clip. This is pretty much just a pity party. He's kind of just repeating himself, going over and over again. He stares off, does these long pauses, feel sorry for me, wah, 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 feel sorry for me, poor me, everybody hates me. And in fact, he even tells that to Pixie, well, Pixie, I'm just sitting here talking to everybody that fucking hates me. Oh, come on now, dude. Stop it. You're 40 years old, you want to tell everybody. Grow up. Man up, number one. Stop gaslighting people. Stop trying to tell people they're not hearing what the hell they heard, because we heard what we heard, Ryan, and it came out of your mouth. And it pisses me off that you want to sit there and try to tell me I'm twisting your words and my fellow creators are twisting your words. No, dude. And then to sit there and say, well, if I would have known this, I would have never answered the first phone call. Well, how about saying shit? How about not saying shit on a recorded call? I mean, they sat right there and told you were being recorded. And you still sat there and you've done all kind of shit on this record. And you made another idiotic comment. I don't know if it was this live or another thing that you said, or another recording that you did, but you were talking about, I would never have phone sex if I would have known it was going to be used for content. Dude, I mean, it is what it is. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. And if you want to have phone sex while you're being recorded, I guess that's on you. But I mean, hell, I would have been a little bit more mindful of that. I don't think I could have done it myself, per se. Not being recorded, and it could possibly be put out at some point, because like I said, with her case and the fact that she was being sought out by the media and by documentaries or Lifetime or whatever, then there was a potential chance that her calls could be put out. They are public record. That's why we got them on a Freedom of Information Act. And Ryan, you can sit there and just kind of keep on. But you wanted these calls to come out when the emails came out. When that particular email came out about the phone call, you were like, I can't wait for the phone calls to come out then, because it'll show you. Yeah, it really showed us. And now you're really just been out of shape, because it showed us that you're nasty. And Gypsy specifically asked you, Ryan, said, is there anything your ex did that you would want me to do? And that is a pretty much direct question. Is there anything your ex did that you would want me to do? And your words were, would you let me have sex with you in front of our kid? And she said no. And you said, you're not down with that? And she said, no, I'm not down with that. And then you proceeded to say and give her a scenario. Well, what if he's in the front watching Barney and we're just, there with a blanket and he can't see or hear anything, but, and she's like, no. So, I mean, not only did you say that to her, but you're trying to entice and encourage her to do it. That's the way I took it. And I'm going to play it for you guys. This is the clip. I'm going to play. It's a full 11-minute clip. And I'm going to play it because I don't want him to say, oh, it was clipped. And they're trying to make it look like I said. No. So this is the full 11-minute clip from the time she asked him that until, you could tell she's disgusted with him.
Okay. Here is a question. Ooh, that's a question. I'm in trouble. Is there anything that your ex did that you would want me to do?
Let's see.
Besides giving you the toilet.
Okay, that's not happening.
And it could be or not.
Okay. Would you be willing to let me have sex with you, and like if our kid's in the room but just can't see it?
No.
Okay, so you wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't go there.
Okay. All right. Wait. So, say a kid's watching a Barney video and they're in the front. All right, in the front of the room, and I have a blanket, and you give me in front of the kid, like in front, like the kid doesn't see it, but you're hiding and doesn't hear it, see it, or anything.
Nope. Because
Okay.
I can't get turned on. Like, I can't.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, it's too weird. I get it.
So, how do you guys perceive this? What do you think? Because here, she's flat out asked him, is there anything your ex did that you would want me to do? That's a pretty direct question. And he haws around it, but I feel like it was pretty much on the tip of his tongue, but he just acted like it was, like he was hee-hawing around it, like he had to think about it. And he specifically asked her, would you let me have sex with you with our kid in the room as long as they couldn't see it? And she said no, pretty quick. No. You're not down with that? No, I'm not down with that, she says. And he says, well, what about, and like he's trying to encourage and entice her. Did y'all feel like that's what he was doing? Because that's how I perceived that, where he was like, well, what about if the kid's watching Barney in the front and, we're kind of behind and I've got a blanket and he can't see or hear anything. I mean, that sounds like he's trying to encourage and entice her. He didn't take no for an answer. I mean, come on, Ryan. This is you, buddy. You're saying this. We're not putting words in your mouth. We're not clipping it and piecing it together. This is how the conversation went. It's all you, guy. You said this, and you need to own up what you said. You damn sure said that you wanted to have sex with Gypsy, you know, and you're sitting, okay, look, we're just going to go ahead and play it.
Just asking.
Yeah. Was that the
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Her kid. I don't want to tell you this.
Oh my god, tell me now, because if not, I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, what?
Oh, no.
Ryan Anderson.
Oh, baby, don't let me tell you this.
Ryan?
I love when you say Ryan. Please say 1 minute. Please say
No.
so I can jump into mushy Ryan and be like,
No.
Maybe. No.
What?
All right. Her kid was like 5.
He has kids?
Had a kid. Well, I
What?
don't. Yes.
Just learning this.
He didn't know that?
No, I just thought that she was a drug addict that got you high and then she got pregnant.
Oh, no. She had a kid. She was 5 years older than me.
Okay.
Like, I took care of
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
like his name. And he was a good kid, and I was in his life for like 3 years. But he was probably 4 when we started dating, or 3 or 4. But I'm not saying no. I'm fine.
Right there. When he says, I'm not saying no. And she goes, to me, that sounds like when he's talking about, like, if he's being sexually propositioned, like he's not going to say no. That's what it sounded like to me. What did it sound like to you guys? I'm not putting words in this man's mouth. I mean, I'm listening to what he's saying, but just going by his emails, this man's very sexually charged. Gypsy was never interested in you, Ryan. Never interested. Whether she met you or not, she was not attracted to you. And she told you this several times in the emails. She was even questioning. I mean, there's phone calls out now where she's talking to other guys about you, where she's telling them, I guess I love them enough, maybe. She didn't, she was not attracted to you. She was not in love with you. I think she loved you as a person because you were her friend. She called you her best friend. She kept you in the friend zone as long as she could. But you don't want to see it, Ryan. Anytime you don't want to see something or you don't want to hear it, we're haters, we're lying, we're putting words in your mouth, we're after you. No, you just don't see the shit. We're trying to get you to see it, but you don't want to see it. And then now you're trying to get everybody, on TikTok like, oh, well, they're just lying. I don't know why they're attacking me. Dude, listen to yourself on this recording. These are your words. They're not mine. They're not Gypsy's. They're not Dustin's. They're not, anybody else's words but yours, dude. And I'm going to rewind it back just a little bit.
Three or 4. But I'm not saying no. I'm fine. I was on the couch with him, and I was reading a book, like it was a big book, like a children's book. And he was in my arms up top. We were laying down. We both had our head on the pillow, and I was reading in my book. And came along and started sucking my off right there. But he couldn't see it. But as I'm reading, I turned the book over and saw her doing it. It was like, oh my God. And then it felt good, but the kid didn't see it, at all. But I'm sitting there reading as she's doing it. And I told her we're not doing that again, but it still was weird as fuck. Because I didn't want the kid to see, but I made sure he didn't. And finally I was just like, okay, all right. But I finished. But
he said he finished. What does that mean, guys? Especially for the fellas. What does it mean when you say you finished? I know what it means. I really don't need to be told, but apparently Ryan needs to be reminded what it means when you say you finished. I finished. And I said it was weird, and I was like, all right, but I finished. And I'm just trying to make it clear, and I'm going to rewind it back a little bit here too, because, we need to understand that this is what this man said. I'm not putting it in his mouth. Nobody else is putting it in his mouth. He said, he told Gypsy he finished.
Finally, I was just like, okay, all right, but I finished, but I was letting him read as I was into it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you didn't see nothing at all. But, like, she did that. I didn't tell her to do that.
Right.
So, don't think less of me.
I don't. I think less of her.
Okay. I was 20.
A lot. Like, wow.
You think less of her? Well, good, because good, you should.
Like, that.
She needed to think less of you too, Ryan. You're just as guilty.
Baby.
She didn't. People like that need to be fucking sterilized.
Gypsy.
That's sick.
Well, I didn't do it.
I know. Ugh.
Yes, you did.
You're like ready to hang the phone up with me.
I'm not.
Come here.
I'm not just processing.
Well, I'm not with her. I didn't marry her.
Gotta give me that. Just gotta process now.
Okay, well, just so you know, the kid didn't see anything.
I know. I'm just processing.
Okay, and plus I was like 20.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just, wow.
Wow, what?
I just don't know what to say. Just, wow. Okay.
Well, that's why I didn't want to tell you. But I didn't, like I was 20 and I was drinking.
I just kind of wonder, like, what else aren't you telling me?
Baby, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby, come on. You're no, you know everything about me.
Clearly not.
Oh, baby, but I was 20 years old. I'm 36.
I know. I'm just processing. So, I mean, is there anything else? Ever?
I never did anything like that ever again around us. I wouldn't do it.
No. Have you
No.
ever touched a kid?
Oh, my God. I'm about to hang the fucking phone up.
I'm just asking.
Oh, baby, that is not. No. Fuck no. Ugh.
Have
I'm
you
a
ever
fucking
thought
stupid.
about it?
Hell no. Baby. No. I didn't have with the kids. No.
So this is what he got mad at Gypsy about. It had nothing to do with the fact that, well, I mean, she was just completely disgusted with him, but he didn't get mad until she asked, have you ever touched a kid or ever thought about touching a kid? And that's what he got mad at. And, because, she was like, well, you said you had sex in front of a kid, so, I mean, of course it's going to make me think that, and that's what he gets mad at. And that's what, they keep going back and forth about.
Oh, my God. No.
Just asking.
That's fucked up.
Well,
Baby. No.
Okay. I believe you. I believe you.
I can't believe you fucking asked me that.
But you just told me that you had in front of
I didn't have sex with her.
Okay. You still could have said, like, I'm not doing this right now. This is highly inappropriate.
Well, I didn't finish.
You just said you did.
No, I didn't. I got into it, but then I was like, no.
You just said that you did.
No, I didn't. I said I got into it. I didn't say I finished.
I heard you.
Well, you misunderstood me.
Well, I misunderstood what you said. I finished.
Oh, man, like, I didn't fucking...
Okay. You know, if you did, it wouldn't make a difference to me.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
But, I mean, like, it was one of those things where I got into it, and then, like, I was like, okay, all right. And then I remember pulling it out, and then pulling my pants back up.
Okay, well, we're moving on.
And I'm just going to stop it there because they just keep going on and on, because obviously Ryan said he finished. And now when he saw that Gypsy was completely disgusted with, you know, he didn't expect to get the response that he got. And when he did, that's when he was like, oh my God, you know, he was trying to do damage control. And she was completely beside herself. She was disgusted. And he was just like, uh-oh. And so he tried to lie to her. And, you know, he was like, you didn't hear. No, that's not what you heard. I didn't say that. You misunderstood me. No, Ryan, you said you finished. You were like, all right, okay, it's kind of weird, but you finished, you know, because he was reading the book and you were getting into it. That's what you said. Those were your words. We didn't clip it to sound that way. You can go to 1980 Millennial Commentates on YouTube and play the full call. The full call is about, I think it was 41 or 51 minutes. I can't remember, but it was long, and they were playing a sex game. That's why I didn't play the whole clip, because it was, number one, like I said, at least 41 minutes, and they were going back and forth. Would you do this? Would you let me do this to you? Would you let me do this to you? And so then that's when we got to where Gypsy's asking him, is there anything your ex did that you would want me to do? And I think that was a loaded question. I don't think she really wanted to know the answer to that. She just wanted to see what the ex did. And boy, did she get an earful. And she was completely beside herself when she heard what she heard. And I think all of TikTok is at this point. And Ryan is trying to gaslight us all to say, we didn't hear what we heard, guys. We all misunderstood. He did not say that. He did not say he finished. He said he pulled it out and put it back in his pants. That's what he said. He said. I didn't hear that, though. I heard the fact that he finished. But then when Gypsy was so disgusted with this man, he was like, uh-oh, I didn't finish. Ryan, do you want to keep playing this game? Because the longer you keep on playing this game, I'm going to keep calling you out, dude. We've got calls for days, and like, you know, and it's multiple calls here where you're talking to her in the subsequent days after, trying to do damage control. Baby, I didn't mean to be all, you know, bent out of shape last night. You know, baby. You know, stop with the pity party. We're not being, you know, big meanie heads. You said what you said, dude. And, you know, I think you have an issue. You specifically asked Gypsy. You're trying to say, I was 20 years old, baby. I'm 36 now. So it would have been 16 years ago. You literally said, would you let me have sex with you in front of our kid? You were asking Gypsy that. And then you tried to encourage and entice her to do it. After the fact, when she said, no, you didn't take no for an answer. Just like in the emails, you didn't take no for an answer. And so, Ryan, do you want to keep playing this game with me? Because we can keep going back and forth. And every time I make a video, I'm going to tag you, because I feel like you're watching them. I do feel like you're watching these videos. And so if you are watching, I'm telling you, dude, you're making yourself look like a fool. You're on record, and the full phone calls are out. They're not just clips. They maybe just clips on TikTok, but YouTube has the full call. I'm telling you where to go. 1980 Millennial Commentates. And she's got the subsequent calls after this particular phone call. You can hear all of them. And dude, it's not us. It's all you, man. And what I need to tell you is you need to man up. You say it yourself, you're 40 years old. Well, grow the hell up, man up, and, you know, admit what you said and stop blaming everybody else around you. And that's all I've got to say about that, unless Ryan decides he wants to go live again and keep carrying on with this pity party and blaming everybody else but himself. Because as you say, Ryan, you're 40 years old, you're grown. You're damn right you're grown. And you were saying some grown man things on these fucking recordings. So I'm going to say, you know what? You need to man up. And you need to take accountability for what you said. Stop saying they were just words. Stop saying that you're raised in the South and that's just how we are here, because that's not how we just are here. Because I'm raised in the South and I'm not like that. And, you know, as far as the sex stuff, you need to admit to that too, because those are your words as well. Nobody else said that to you. You were propositioning Gypsy for the most part. And when she wasn't down with it, you had to backtrack real quick. But anyway, I'm going to go. And I hope everybody finishes having a great weekend. I hope you get ready for your work week. And like I said, if anybody, you know, I think a lot of people, their kids started school this past week. So I hope everybody had a great first day of school. We haven't started school yet here. We start school on the 24th. So, but I do wish all children have, you know, has a safe and healthy and happy school year this year. And I just, you know, Ryan, the best thing you can do is just stay off TikTok right now, because it's not good, you know. And, you know, some of these supporters you have, you know, they're going to continue to support you probably. But for the most part, anybody that values themselves or has self-respect, or if they are on TikTok as their full-time job and they have brands or any kind of deals that they need to protect, they're going to back away from you. But it's because of you and the things that you've said, and that's come out. That's why you never say things in public or private that you wouldn't say publicly. That's the rule I live by. You will never catch me say anything privately that I won't say publicly. And so maybe you should start living by that rule too, especially if it tells you you're being recorded. That's on you as well. We didn't record you. The prison did. And anything that, you know, Gypsy lost her rights when she went to prison, guy, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. They don't have right to privacy. And you weren't the incarcerated individual, but you were subjected to that. And it told you you weren't subjected to privacy either. That's just the way it goes. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. Hope you have a great week ahead. And like I said, depending on what Ryan does, it depends what I do next. But in the meantime, I'm going to be working behind the scenes on these phone calls, trying to get them in order. So far, I've gone through 80 phone calls in 2016, and only half of them are Gypsy. The other half is another inmate. And, you know, I've just been marking them as not Gypsy and moving on. And so I've got, I think it was 40 phone calls that are Gypsy, and I've just got to go back and try to listen to them all before I can put them out, just to make sure I'm not putting out any information that doesn't need to be put out as far as addresses or things of that nature. And so anyway, y'all have a good one, and I am out of here. And I want to thank everybody for their support. If you support me here, whether it's on here or on YouTube or TikTok, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, because like I said, without you guys, I wouldn't have a channel. So I do value each and every one of you, and I value your support. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And I want to say have a good one, and I'm out of here.
This is coming from someone who sucks the souls of children, and I wouldn't want to be in the same room as Gypsy Rose.
You are awesome.
Whatever, Gypsy Rose's ex-husband now. You can't ever be Mr. Anderson. You're just Gypsy Rose's ex-husband.
Well, first off, I want to thank Team Ryan for the battle. Like, you know, appreciate it.
Yes, Team Ryan, you really
Team
showed
Ryan,
up.
Thank you. Look at this woman.
You make me say,